Pardon the interruption, but I'm Sean Humphrey, and I'm sitting like a champ.
And I'm Matt Marcinkowski, and I'm sitting like the fan of a winning team, unlike this guy.
Ouch. Cowboys will be there next year.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's talk about those games on Sunday, and we will talk about that winning team. But first, let's get into the Saints and the Rams game, Matt. A bad missed call late in the game, a pass interference call that would have put the Saints inside the 10, possibly easily scoring a touchdown. Matt, did that call make the Rams win the game?
I don't know if it necessarily made them win the game. New Orleans Saints came out, amazing start, 13-0, and I was watching it. I was just thinking, this is going to be a blowout. I thought at the end of the half it was going to be 30-0, but they had a lackluster performance for the entire rest of the game. Hats off to the Rams. They won that game fair and square, even despite that bad call.
I was definitely surprised that Jared Goff played that well down the stretch. He made those throws that he needed to make. That throw he made to Brandon Cooks late in the game, right in the breadbasket. Those are the things that you need to do late in the game. Those are the things you expect from your quarterback. The Saints got outcoached. They got outplayed. They got outperformed. That one call did not affect the outcome of the game to the extent that some people might think it did. Remember, there was a missed call near the goal line with Jared Goff getting his face mask grabbed onto. That call was missed, and it would have put the Rams up more than they were.
Bad calls and missed calls, they're a part of the game.
Especially this year in football. The referees have been absolutely awful. But let's take it to another ruling in the Patriots and Chiefs game. Not necessarily a ruling, but something that has to do with the rules. Should overtime be changed?
Should they?
Should they change the overtime rules? That's what I'm asking you,
I don't
Matt.
really think so. I mean, the way that it's played out, the first team, if the first team that gets the ball, if they score a touchdown, game's over. I think that's pretty fair. I mean, you have an entire game to beat the other team and show that you're better. And if you can't do that and it goes to overtime and the other team gets one chance and they do it, you blew the game. It's that fair and square.
I do feel like there's too much riding on a coin toss with the Patriots and Chiefs. I don't have a problem with how this game turned out. I felt like the Patriots played well enough. They deserved to win the game. They outplayed the Chiefs, outcoached the Chiefs, outperformed them, executed their game plan better. But the overtime rules, I feel, do need to be changed. There shouldn't be so much riding on a coin toss. The team that wins the coin toss, if they score a touchdown, the game is over. Look at what happens in college. You don't necessarily have to start the drive on a kickoff. They start from, about the 20-yard line? And then they go back and forth. If one team scores a touchdown and the other one can't get a touchdown, they can't convert, then they lose the game. It's whatever. It's much better in college. I feel like the system is much better. And although we see scores like the LSU and Texas A&M game that ended up 74-72, it's a more efficient system, and I think it's more fair, especially in a postseason environment. Not necessarily need to be changed in the regular season, but right here where everything's riding on the line, it needs to be changed.
I can see that. I can see that coming in the future, most definitely.
Hopefully. But we're going to move on from both of these games this past week to the Pro Bowl. Matt, the Pro Bowl is this Sunday. We get that interim until the Super Bowl. Matt, should we have the Pro Bowl? Do we need the Pro Bowl?
No, we don't need the Pro Bowl. I haven't watched it for so long. I doubt he does. Football, it's such a team-reliant sport that there's no really way that these amazing players, don't get me wrong, they're amazing. They're amazing athleticism, greatly talented people. But there's no really way in football that you can show personal talent to the extent that you can in the NBA All-Star game or even in the MLB All-Star game with the home
field
run
advantage in the World Series. The home run derby.
Home run derby. There we go.
Home run derby.
Brain fart.
Okay, I'm going to go into that too. The Pro Bowl should not be there, and I'm going to tell you why. Look at the players that are being replaced in the Pro Bowl. You've got Drew Brees being replaced in the Pro Bowl. A lot of players that deserve to be there, they're named to the Pro Bowl teams, and then all of a sudden they drop out of the game. And then the talent level keeps going further and further and further down. You know who's a Pro Bowler that probably doesn't deserve to be there? My favorite player, Dak Prescott, does not deserve to be in the Pro Bowl. And while he performed decent this year, you've got him replacing guys that deserve to be there. And the game itself, football is a very dangerous game. If you're making these guys play an extra game that doesn't count, the effort is going to be extremely low. And we've seen that in past games. So I think the game should be done away with. Do something different. Play a flag football game. Have fun with it. But right now, this system right here needs to be changed. that's about all the time we have for this week of Pardon the Interruption. I'm Sean Humphrey.
And I'm Matt Marcinkowski.
And we'll see you next time.
Review of the Pro Bowl.
No.